Hey guys, welcome to a little showcase that I'm making to show off all of my locomotives that I've designed for my railroad in the Holic public server. So right here we have one of my Pennsylvania Railroad inspired 040s. There is one issue. When you use a schematic, for some reason it doesn't like to save what type of bogie you use when you use the like the piston drive bogies from extended bogies. Anyway, yeah, this is my little 040. I think I don't have like a schematic for it, but I have like an idea of how I turn this into a saddle tank engine. But sorry, you could also put it up with a Vanderbilt tender. Is it Vanderbilt or Vanderbilt? Is the T silent? I don't know. Just a slope back tender. You could also do that. But it is, I mainly designed this for moving stuff around in my train yard, because I have a lot of freight cars and passenger cars that don't have a locomotive to pair with. Also because it's illegal. I can only run one train at once to spawn station and back to my base. So yeah. Anyway, what's the next one? I've just decided from now on that I'm gonna voice over all my videos after I record them. Anyway, this is another one of my 040s, but this one has different colors. It's more of just a plain steel than a black, and it also has, hold on, if I go to the other side, right there, it has a little section where there's some coal. So the coal was stored inside of the locomotive instead of in a tender. Oh yeah, this one's an 060. I mean, I designed it to be an 040, but I just always ended up thinking it looked better as an 060. So yeah, it's just slightly bigger than the other one. So yeah. RK.LW stands for River King Locomotive Works, which is where I design all my trains at in the game. 060T, which is 0 leading wheels, 6 driving wheels, 0 trailing wheels, and the T stands for tank engine. But yeah. I probably should add a schematic for the saddle tank so you can just put it on afterwards, but I'm too lazy to right now. And also I'm voicing this video over, so I cannot go into the server and just design the saddle tank. There are currently 3 of these that exist in the server right now. 2 of them I own, and one of them is owned by Mystic Murmurs, I think is her full username. But yeah, I built it for her lava line, just like how mine is, so that she can move stuff from the nether to the overworld and power her steam engines. Okay, here is my Chesapeake and Ohio Hudson, which I think is 464. Yeah, 464. This one was designed for freight service, mainly between my storage unit and my downtown area, or my sturdy sheet factory to my storage place. This one was designed for, and with the help of Iron Cat 42, which was my vice mayor, but I'm on the server a lot less now, so I promoted him to mayor of Spruce Township. So I'm still like a presidential advisor, I suppose. And I do still own the railroad in my adjoined companies, but he runs the town now. So any super official stuff is him now. Also here, I put down the wrong bogey for a second, because, yeah, here you can see I'm like, wait a minute, that's not right, yeah, no. And then I had to look up which one was right, because I forgot what the wheel arrangement for a Hudson was. But yeah, it's a streamlined Chesapeake and Ohio Hudson, or just C&O. Yeah, this one I designed in the same day as my standard long distance 10. Oh, should I do a separate video showcasing just my freight cars and whatnot? Because I have like 2 or 3 freight cars that I designed that I think look good. I have an oil car, a caboose, and a hopper car. And I think they look pretty good, so I decided to standardize them. So yeah. Anyway, here I'm gonna do a flyby with the Hudson so you can see it running at speed. It is a pretty nice locomotive, though. Some people might say it's ugly. No one has to my face because they're all pussies, but I don't think it looks the coolest, but it is pretty nice. Compared to other streamlined Hudsons I've seen in this mod pack, it's pretty, pretty good looking. The streamlined Hudson is so hard to make because it the boiler leans forward in the front, so it's hard to get that shape, and it's round too. So I probably could have done better, but Copycats is slightly limited. I used to work with framed blocks, which has a lot more options for texture placement on stuff. But sadly, framed blocks is kind of a bitch to use because when you make a schematic with framed blocks, the framed blocks don't save what texture they have, but the copycat blocks do. And also, it is pretty buggy and it'll crash your mod pack a lot if you don't have mods that are... Sorry, if you have mods that are incompatible with it, it'll crash it like a lot. So, it's a shame. But it is nice for the variety, so when I'm playing in single player, and I know that I don't want to build this in the server, I'm just gonna use frame blocks. Anyway, up next here, which one are we doing? The 210-2 Texan. Okay, this one is pretty nice. So, I did take inspiration from a real 210-2 Texan, but I had to take a lot of liberties because yeah. I took a lot of liberties, sorry. I didn't have to, but I decided to. So, but hey, it is a pretty nice looking locomotive, and it's big too. I designed this one for the Pemrose Metropolitan Railroad. I forgot the username of the guy. But yeah, it's a pretty big locomotive, and it just uses the standard tender for my company. That is the standard tender, by the way. My K4 Pacifics and that one use that. And you usually can just pair with almost any locomotive except for my duplexes, like my Big Boy and my T1s. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, if you turn a schematic of... Oh, sorry, if you turn a schematic, some blocks can mess up their rotation because they'll stay at the same rotation they were when you made the schematic, so a lot of the stuff gets turned around, like the bell, any of the catwalk stuff, some of the textures on the blocks. Oh, you can see this one has a fuel tank in the back, the tender. It is supposed to actually have the little chute for it centered in the tender, but it wasn't fully standardized at the time I made that schematic. So I have to fix that, but I'll do that later or whenever I feel like it. And there's only a few trains that actually do use this tender right now, so it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, I adapted my Big Boy and my T1. Well, sorry. The Big Boy isn't my design, so I don't showcase it in this video. Also because I don't have the schematic for the Big Boy. So I only have one and I cannot make any more. But the T1 is fully my design. I built that from scratch in a creative world and then moved the schematic into the server. I actually have 2 T1s. Now I do. If you want to see my design for the other T1 that isn't in this video, I'm probably gonna upload a new episode for the Create Holic series soon, because we're moving into season 1.5 soon. I don't know what, I think it's the mod's desperate attempt to try and revive the server since it's dying right now. And then we're going into Season 2 in around October, I think they said, so that's nice. Anyway, next up, I think, is the T1. So, yeah. I almost forgot to showcase the K4 Pacific in this one. But, you'll see. I'll show it later. So, I actually did this locomotive to scale. So, each block in this train is actually a meter in real life. So, this is actually how big it would be compared to a Minecraft player, which is like 2 meters high, I think. Well, actually, that's like 1.9 meters tall in the game. Hello? Did the recording freeze here, or did I just exit out of the... Oh, okay, yeah, I just exited out of the thing. That scared the shit out of me. I thought the recording were corrupted right there. I almost shat my pants. Anyway, the only thing that is a shame about this is you can only have 2 bogies. In America, we call them trucks, but they're called bogies in the game. So I just call them bogies so that I don't get confused. What was I about to say? Oh, yeah. The real T1 is not articulated, but this one is, because of the way I have to glue everything together. But it still looks good, and the articulation isn't that ugly, but it would be nice if it could be a rigid frame like in real life. Anyway, yeah, this whole thing I think comes out to around 120 blocks long or so. I also did design a consist of 5 or 6 heavyweight passenger cars to pair with this, but the whole consist was so long that it didn't fit into the Spawn Central station, so I had to actually shorten it down. And then I just decided, instead of having one massive train and one tiny car, I could have one small train and like 2 or 3 medium-sized cars. Not like that many cars are ever gonna get used, but it just looks weird having this massive train with one car behind it. I did actually do a speed test. This thing can run at 108. It was a while ago and I didn't write it down. I think it was like 118 miles an hour. I put down signposts that were so far apart, and then I think it was like 1,000 blocks apart, and that's like each block is a meter, and I think 1,000 meters is a kilometer, right? So I just translated how long it took to travel 1 kilometer. Sorry. Translated how long it took to drive 1 kilometer into miles an hour, and I got the speed. And I think it did it in like, hold on. Let me check real quick. Okay, I actually did save it in my notes. I traveled 1,000 blocks, which is 1,000 meters, and that's a kilometer, in 17.2 seconds, which means I was traveling at about 130.1 miles an hour on a straight piece of track. That is the top speed for my T1, because I was flooring it. I was back 1,000 blocks on a full straight piece of track, floored it, so I was throttling up for a full kilometer, and then I was traveling at max speed for a full kilometer. And that's how I measured the top speed, which was 130 miles an hour. So yeah, this thing is pretty damn fast. And I think that was with coal in the tender, and like, because you know in Create Mod, if you fill a barrel with coal on your train, you can up your speed. But now it uses lava to fuel it in a fuel tank instead of coal. So I wonder if that would make it faster, or if it just does the same thing as coal but in liquid form. So I might actually do the speed check again soon. And I don't know what factors actually affect speed in the game, but yeah, this thing is fast as fuck. What's up next? I think it's the K4, right? Yes. So, it's not. Oh no, the ST70. Okay, this is the only diesel I have ever designed. So it looks pretty bad because I'm a steam train guy. So it doesn't look like dog shit, but I could have done better with the texturing and some of the shaping. But I think it looks okay. Compared to some diesels I've seen, it's definitely good, but there are also ones I've seen that I think look way better. I think this is more faithful to an actual, like, accurate scale representation of an SD70, but nah. It's not scale, just... I did design this after an SD70, right? I know I put the name down as an SD70, but does it actually look like one? Yeah. Yeah, that's an SD70. I don't think it's actually to scale as long as an SD70, but I just designed it until it looked like it was about the same length. I didn't go into all the details like this. The T1 was like my baby. The T1 is my favorite train, so I put in all the effort on that thing. I think I took like 2.5 hours to design it, and then spent like another hour just touching it up, making it look good. But yeah, only diesel I've ever designed, so I'm thinking about designing an SD7 soon, or sorry, a GP7, and maybe, is it, hold on, the Alco, is that, hold on 1 second, I have to check, I don't remember it. Like I said, I'm a steam guy, so I don't remember all the diesel names. S1, an Alco S1, or an S2. One of the S's from Alco. So just a smaller diesel. There's another guy who already has designed an S1, but I think it looks just a little too thin. Like, the actual area where he put the engine, like the big slab in the front, the brick where the engine is, it looks like a freaking plate. It looks like he basically just stuck a plate in the middle. It's 1 block wide. I think it should at least have like half a block on either side. It just looks a little too thin. It just feels weird when I look at his design. I don't know who it is, who designed it. I just see them driving by Spawn. But yeah. I might also design a war bonnet at some point. But we'll see. And then next up is the K4, I believe. Because, yeah, the reason I showed the diesel was because I was going to show that last, because I was going to show all the steam trains first, and then the diesel, but I almost forgot to show off the K4. Because I only ever made one of them. A lot of my trains have only ever made one of. So, yeah. Now, if someone who is in the server is watching this, please fill out an order for a train. I can design brand new steam trains. Or you can just buy one of these ones, and I'll build it for you, for like way cheaper than you'd get it in any other Locomotive Works. Trust me. What was I saying? Yeah, shameless plug. I know. Yeah. You can also, what am I trying to say right now? Okay. You can order a brand new design to be made, but that will cost more and it'll take longer. Or you can just go with one of these designs that I showcased in this video, and I can basically pop it out in like a day. Probably less. Like a few hours. Depending on if I have all the stuff or not. One of the little guys could probably pop out in 15 minutes. But if you want something like a T1, that's going to take a bit to get the resources. But yeah, I sell basically all of my Locomotive designs. The only train I have that I'm not selling the design for is the big boy, because as I said, it is not my design. And I don't have the schematic for it anymore. I think me and someone there, like actually someone, like his username is someone there, me and him built the big boy. That was my first duplex, like big steam locomotive for the railroad, I think. Yeah, I think it was. And once we had that, sorry, someone was the one who put in the schematic. I don't think it was his. I think he said it was Bubby's design. But I don't see the schematic on his Patreon, which I follow. I don't know where he got it from, but it does look nice, and it does look like one of Bubby's designs, like the way it is designed. So I don't know if I just didn't go to the right place to find it, but yeah. Oh yeah, right here. I'm just moving it over and doing some stuff because I accidentally put the tracks in with the schematic. But yeah, this one is not my most faithful. This is probably the cheapest large-ish locomotive you could get. I think I sell this one for like 10 or less cogs. Yeah. It depends. If you just want the plain Pennsylvania Railroad paint scheme, like it already is designed with, probably only like 6 cogs. But if you want me to make a new color scheme for it, I have to design the color scheme and all that, and then I have to paste that train in. I have to get rid of everything that you want recolored and put it all back in with the new colors. So it's probably going to cost like 8 or 9 cogs. And also the economy is not very stable in the server, so it can change very quickly, and it also depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I've probably given out more trains for free than I've bought, because I'm just such a kind and innocent soul. Anywho, another flyby with this guy, and then I put him away in the shed, and that's the end of the video. Oh, also, if you want to, I would like it if you would buy buy it in the server and let me build it for you, because I'm bored and I have nothing to do in the server. But if you want to build this on any of these designs on your own, I think pretty much all of them are on my schematiccannon.com account. So if you want any of these, just go to the link in the description and you can download them and build them in your own world. Anyway, toodaloo.